I know what y'all gonna say. What is this guy talking about? How can the Lakers' biggest problem be that their best player is LeBron James? Well, let me break it down to y'all. So, LeBron James is 36 years old. Now, in his last 10 games, right, he's been averaging around 29, 7 and 5, 7 and 5 or whatever. So, look, he ain't gonna be playing at this level all season long. Do I expect him at 36 years old, 19th season, to put up these numbers? I don't see that happening. Now, I may be wrong, but I don't see him to sustain this over the entire season. And that's not a knock on LeBron. That's just stating his age and the fact that he's most likely gonna rest some games. He's probably gonna try and take some nights off. So it's like, this you can't expect this guy night in and night out to give you a 30-point triple double like he did last night. The problem with AD is 28 years old. He is supposed to be in the running for MVP. Last season, I had Anthony Davis as my MVP for the season. He was injured. I don't know what happened, but he made my prediction look silly. I mean, he averaged 21, 8. I mean, like that's a drop off. That's a drop off. And now ESPN want to have all these ads or whatever, but that's a drop off. That's a drop off. They go from 26 and 10 or 26 and 9 your first year with the Lakers to go from 21 and 7. That's a drop off. So I was already expecting him to take that leap last season, but hey, if he's injured, okay, cool. All right, you know what? This season, or this offseason, you took this time to get healthy, and coming into this season, I haven't seen that dog out of Anthony Davis. I have not seen it. I have not seen him say, you know what? My shot is not falling. Let me get down in the paint. Let me get on my block. Let me get my butt down the block. This man is shooting 19% from 3-point line, but he's shooting 52% from the field. So if you're just looking at those percentages, it would show that, you know what, maybe if AD is looking at these percentages, he should be thinking to himself, okay, maybe I shouldn't jack up threes, be around the 3-point line like I'm KD, and maybe I should get my butt on the block like Embiid, like Jokic at times. These guys bang they bang in the post. They in the trenches with it. AD, he swears he's a point guard. I guess he swears he's a shooter, and you're not a shooter. I don't know if it's because he was a point guard in high school, but dude, if you don't get your butt on the block, and that's his main problem, that he doesn't get his butt on the block. And the fact that when he played the Bucks and Giannis had 47 on his head and he had 18 points, that goes to show you ain't no dog. Because to have a guy that people have compared y'all to each other, people have said that you are better than him, and you should mark that on your calendar like, yo, I'm about to face Giannis. I don't care if my team loses by 30. I'm going to have at least 30 and 10. You got to have that mindset. And a lot of big men in this league, except Jokic, have the mindset of the big man back in the day, like Shaq, like Charles Barkley, like Hakeem. Every single night, and Embiid, and Embiid too. And Embiid and Jokic are the only big man in the league that consistently, when healthy, because Embiid is injury prone, when healthy, don't BS you every single night. Giannis, Anthony Davis, he picks and chooses when he wants to take nights on and when he doesn't. You saw in the playoffs last year, before he really got injured, in that Suns series, he was BSing in game 1. And then game 2, he heard all the criticism and he bounced back. I'm like, dude, you should have had that mindset in game 1. It shouldn't have taken everybody and their mom criticizing you to be like, you know what? Let me be more aggressive. Let me get my butt on the block. Like, come on now. And again, the Lakers are not going to win the championship if LeBron is their best player. You cannot depend on a 36-year-old LeBron James to carry the Los Angeles Lakers. You're supposed to have a guy like Anthony Davis, who is 28 years old, smack dab in his prime, to carry the torch and to carry this team to the promised land. But what we're seeing is that a guy like LeBron James, who is 36 years old, still be their best player. Put up a 30-point triple-double last night. So it's like, if he's y'all best player, unless we think that LeBron can sustain this, and I'm the biggest Bron fan, but I don't think he's going to sustain this all season long. But a guy like Anthony Davis, if he can match Bron or even be better than him, the Lakers, they're winning the chip. But if he is their second best player, and if he's just not being that guy for the Lakers, they cannot win, because a guy like Bron, 19th year, cannot carry a team the way he did on the Cavs, the way he did on the Heat, the way that he did earlier in his career. I'm not banking. I know what Russell Westbrook is going to give me. He's going to play hard. He's going to put up 20, 8, and 8 every single night. But that wild card is Anthony Davis. And if he can tap into, really being a dominant force in this league, the Lakers are going to win the championship. And people might say, well, AD is averaging 24 and 10 and 2 blocks. Okay. But he used to average 28 and 12 on the Pelicans. Like he used to average that. So we have to, look at what he did back when he was 25, 26, 24 and say, you know what, you're 28. This should be your prime. And you're coming off winning a championship. It feels to me like the champion, it feels to me that once he won that championship, he was like, all right, great. I got that monkey off my back. Whatever happens next, I don't really care. That's what it feels like to me. That's what because that AD in LA in the 2019-2020 season was a different breed. But now we're kind of seeing, I'll play this night. I won't play this night. He ain't got that same hunger that he did 2 years ago. And I'm challenging AD. If you want to be one of the best, if not the best power forward to ever live, you got to bring it every night. Every single night. Tim Duncan brought it every single night. Kevin McHale brought it every single night. We can go, what's his name? Karl Malone brought it every single night. If you want to be mentioned amongst those great power forwards, you got to win the chip. Because best believe, if they had LeBron James on their team, they are not passing up that opportunity, and they are taking full advantage. But let me know what you think. Do you think that in order for the Lakers to win, that LeBron has to be their best player? Or do you think that, LeBron or matter of fact, that AD has to be their best player in order for them to win? Y'all know my take. I think AD has got to be that guy. He's got to carry that torch and be the best player for the Lakers in order for them to win the entire thing. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all of that jazz. Follow me on social media at Real Talk with MJ on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that jazz. The link will be in the description down below. And with that being said, y'all, I'm out.